He's the ordinary man extraordinaire, Citizen Graham. His rise to power stemming from humble roots, blossoming from a common touch never to fade, in a public life spanning some 5 decades. Not just any man, mind you, he remains every man. And that's Bob Graham's gift, his genius. Born perhaps of this very place, Miami limestone and sawgrass in his very soul. He was born Daniel Robert Graham in Coral Gables, November 9, 1936, the world battling on 2 fronts to rise from its greatest depression and head off its worst war ever. His mom, a teacher. His dad, a dairy farmer, elected to the Florida Senate the very week before baby Bob was born, presaging what would become the boy's lifelong call to public service. Bob's drive to excel and his itch to serve came early, in his years on the family farm in the Everglades muck, driving tractors, loading manure before and after school, and at Hialeah Grammar School, then Miami High. Helped by outstanding teachers like Lamar Louise Curry, who taught him how history can affect the future, and who remains at nearly 106 years old, his lifelong mentor and friend still today. He planned at first to raise cattle for a living, leaving Miami for Gainesville, then Massachusetts, returning with a political science degree from the University of Florida and a law degree from Harvard, and a bride from Miami High's crosstown rival Edison. Adele Corey Graham beside him, he devoted himself to the family business, the Graham Companies, developer of a new community called Miami Lakes, and to raising a family. And in 1966, to his first run for office. He won that bid for the State House, as well as the next, plus 2 successive bids for the State Senate. Then, in 1978, a quixotic bid for governor, and a stunning victory, the first for a South Floridian. Helped by his trademark workdays, a fixture of his time in public office, teaching him about Floridians of every walk, and binding him to those he'd served for another 26 years in Tallahassee, then Washington. His 2 terms in the governor's mansion saw progress in environmental protection, higher education, income growth, and business and industrial development, and set the stage for his 3 terms in the U.S. Senate, distinguished by his foreign policy expertise in 10 years on the Senate Intelligence Committee, including as chairman, and landing him on the short list as running mate for at least 3 presidential candidates. And in 2004, mounting his very own bid for the White House. Bob Graham left the world stage soon after, now devoting himself to teaching and policy development through the Bob Graham Center for Public Service at his alma mater, the University of Florida. A fitting postscript for a Miami boy done great by doing good. Dade County's best all-around boy of 1954, our very own Citizen Graham.